Hey folks, Dolph Van Dale here, and I've got a stack of records to share with you. I went to Bell Buckle, Tennessee a couple weekends ago for Russ and Tori Taft's Bell Buckle weekend, and one of the great things about that is hanging out with my buddy Dave. Dave comes over from where he's at in Lexington over to Louisville, and then we go down to Bell Buckle, and he brought me a stack of records. Not a big surprise. I probably have a video from this time last year where he brought me a stack of records. I'm not going to show you all the records because a few of them I think are doubles, and I'll probably try to surprise some folks with some VCLT at some point soon. But the other stuff, man, there's some really good stuff here. And we're going to jump right into it. I have got 2 CDs also. The first one, and I've listened to this one already, Gob Iron, Death Songs for the Living. And never heard of them? First spin, man, just grabbed me. Great stuff. Turns out that Gob Iron is Jay Farrar and Anders Parker. So Anders Parker belongs to a group that starts with a V that I can't even hope to pronounce. Maybe I'll put it in a subtitle right here. But Jay Farrar has played with Sunvolt, and what was the other group? Another group that I can't remember. Maybe I'll put another subtitle right here. But anyway, they did this one project, Gob Iron, so there aren't any more albums by this group, this duo. But this one is outstanding. It's from what was it, 2006? Man, good stuff. The next one, Ramblin' Jack Elliott. I didn't know who he was. First of all, let's appreciate the black and white photography on that album cover. Good stuff. Turns out he's had quite a career, and I know I clicked on one of his albums. It looked like he knew Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan and all those. But anyway, Ramblin' Jack Elliott. I checked his Wikipedia page. 92 years old. This was his last CD. It looks like I'm gonna have to go look for some more because this was good stuff. It was kind of roots music. He's kind of described singer-songwriter, but I was hearing a lot of blues in his music. Really enjoyed it. Very, very acoustic. Enjoyed hearing the acoustic guitars and stuff with the acoustic piano. It just sounded spectacular. And that's Ramblin' Jack Elliott, A Stranger Here. And that was a 2009 recording. So the first album is, we're going to start classical. This is Peter Schickele. And I was not familiar with him, but Dave said that he is the mastermind behind PDQ Bach. And yeah, he says he's a cool dude. I think they said he met him once, and the guy said, "Hey, we're going to this pub. Want to come?" And just that kind of down to earth guy. But I am definitely interested in checking this out. This is actually sealed. It's on Vanguard, and it's not seeing a year on it right away. So, but looking forward to that. The second album is another classical album. It's great performances. This is Brahms, a violin concerto, Isaac Stern, Ormandy Philadelphia Orchestra. I enjoy these albums. I've got a number of these great performance albums, and they're always neat. I need to sit down and figure out how many of these I actually have now. But let's see here. It's that great performances label. Next up is the Towering Hilltoppers, featuring the voice of Jimmy Saka. And the Hilltoppers, I guessed it even before Dave had a chance to tell me. It's from Western Kentucky. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And so here's the group by that name, and it even talks a little bit in this back section about them. I haven't read it all yet, but yeah, that's where this group is from. I just look at this cover and I just can't help but wonder, how ugly are the other three guys? Really? You couldn't give them any light whatsoever? Yeah, poor guys. They must have faces only a mother could love. That's on Dot Records. That is impressive because that's not what I think is a regional label. I think I've seen other Dot recordings. Very good. Next up, Walter Brennan. Mama Sang a Song. He is of course, most people remember him as a supporting actor. I think he's I read that he's like one of 3 men to win 3 Academy Awards. They were all supporting. I didn't recognize, I don't think I've seen any of the movies that he won for. What I remember him for is this movie, Rio Bravo, with John Wayne and Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson. He was in it. That's one of the ones I remember him from. So anyway, so we got Walter Brennan, Mama Sang a Song, and that is on Liberty. The next artist is a jazz artist. Her name's Gail Winters. She recently passed, and I think Dave knew her. And she's from the Lexington area, I believe, which is how he would know her. What I've heard of her, she was a wonderful talent. So I'm I've got one other Gail Winters album that I found within the past year. So it's, I've shown it in the past year. Yeah, I am looking forward very much to spinning this one. The next album is Sealed. It is Paul Clark, Out of the Shadow. I believe I have this one. I'll have to look. If I do, let's see if this is an upgrade copy. But Paul Clark is a wonderful Jesus music era musician, and let's see, I know he's usually got Phil Keaggy somewhere around playing. I don't know if it's on this one. He does have Hadley Hawkinsmith, who's a well-known session player on here. Yeah, Philip Keaggy, electric guitar solo on In the Wind. And Kelly Willard's on here. Richard Page of Mr. background vocals. Give Me Your Heart and I Need Your Love Again. Steve George does some background vocals. Tommy Funderburk is on here. Wow, he had quite a stellar lineup on this album. Yeah, Paul Clark, Out of the Shadow. Now we have Louisiana's LaRoe. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I do hope she let that spaghetti cool before she dumped it on his head. They look to be... I listened to a little bit of it. They're I wouldn't call them hard rock. They are a rock band, but this should be an interesting album. I'm not too familiar with them, but what I've heard on YouTube sounded pretty good. Like I said, not very heavy, but a rock band. And it's on Capitol Records. Now, you might be wondering why I have a Cynthia Clawson album behind me. Well, it turns out that her son is making albums now. And Dave brought me one of his albums. His name's Will Courtney. Cool album cover. That is a very reflective album cover. It's still sealed. This is on Super Secret Records, so you can't tell anybody that I got it. Nope, nobody. Shh. Especially you, Aretha, sitting over there making all that noise. Anyway, I listened to a little bit, kind of a singer-songwriter, maybe with a little bit of country rock feel, but good. Sounds like it's going to be good stuff. I can't wait to jump into this album. I do. That is such a cool album cover. Yeah. Anyway, last but certainly not least, this is kind of the main event for me. I love this band. Dave, right after my mother passed in 2017, Dave called me and said, I'm taking you to this concert. Mark this date. I'm taking you to this concert. And it was Marty Stuart and his fabulous Superlatives. And this band killed it. And this is their brand new album, which I had not had a chance to pick up yet. I'm very excited about this. These guys put on a show. We saw them at Headliners here in Louisville. It was quite a show. Man. So this is on... Is this on Marty's own label? It's a Snake Farm release. 2023 Superlatone Creative Group. Licensed to Universal Music. But the imprint says Marty Stewart's Congress of Country Music. So, I don't know if you can see that or not. But, yeah, I haven't heard anything off of this. And, but I will soon. And that is my stack of records from Dave. What a great stack. We had a blast going down there and hanging out with folks that we've gotten to know over our years of going to Russ and Tori Taff Bell Buckle Weekend. I've got another video that I'll be doing soon. There were some stops made. So the day before Dave picked me up, I went to a couple shops here in town. I picked up a few items in Bell Buckle, and then we stopped at the Great Escape in just north of, I think it's just north of Nashville. And I picked up some stuff there, and that's coming soon. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at the stack of records with me, and glad that you came in, and hope that you're doing well. And until we do it again, peace.